qalinkiyo buga baahida loo gabaxaye qalinkiyo buga baahida loo gabaxaye bulshayahay aqoontiyo ku dadaala waxbarashada bulshayahay aqoontiyo ku dadaala
Hassan Ahmed with United Somali Youth, the founder and executive director of United Somali Youth, and I am very lucky to have that.
Fatuma, your turn.
Fatuma Mohamed. I grew up in Ifa, Kenya, which is also one of the refugee camps that are in Kenya, and I lived there until I was 10 years old, and then my family got picked as one of the lottery people to come to America, and then we came to America. I lived in various parts of New England area, and then I moved to Boston at the end of my freshman year. And I went to a couple of Boston public high schools, and then I ended up at Excel High School, which is where I did a lot of my growing as a young adult, and saw myself as somebody who was going to end up being
Fatima, coming from Boston Public School, going to Northeastern, tell us about that transition.
I think you hear about what college is like a lot, and then once you're actually there, for me, it was challenging, and I did not realize that there was a lot of resources for me out there, because coming from Excel High School, there were resources, but there wasn't a lot of resources, so I didn't know how to use the resources that existed out there. So I struggled a lot, and I isolated myself from the school and the community a lot. And at first it was challenging, but I think it was learning that there were resources there and learning how to use those resources was what helped me a lot and what helped me finish off the semester in a very good terms.
Fatima, I want you to start with, is there a particular person that helped you? How's your parents involved helping you with this period of your life? Just talk about, how you get this scholarship and how you decide to go to this particular school.
There were a lot. I was fortunate enough to have a lot of people on my side who envisioned me being in college and seeing me going to college. And so I had my English teacher in school was one of the most helpful people. She stayed after school with me every single day, almost reading my college essay until it was perfection. She would not let me leave until we both knew that this was it and there's no more work to be done. And I also had a lot of people. I was part of a program called Sub/Urban Justice and Summer Search, and they helped me a lot with knowing what college to apply to and what's the right fit for me. And being able to have a lot of people behind you who saw you going to college and did everything they could to make sure that you got into college was successful, I think.
So
capable of, and what you think you're capable of are not the same thing, and do not let fear be the thing that stops you from achieving greatness, because I feel we're all born to be great, we're all born to achieve so much more than we think we can achieve. So I would just say, don't let fear control you.
What do you say to those, particularly to young ladies or young girls?
I think coming in, you have a lot of you have a lot of challenges ahead of you. So realizing what you're capable of and what you think you're capable of are not the same thing, and do not let fear be the thing that stops you from achieving greatness, because I feel we're all born to be great. So I would just say, don't let fear control you and go out there and take what you deserve.
Wow, go hard. Or go home.
Exactly.
So yeah, absolutely, right? So
basically, and I went to the thing that they have at the beginning of the year where they try to get more people to come to debate, and they were there's food, there's friends, so I joined, and I think that first step changed the rest of my high school career, I think, because then I ended up spending my entire 3 years of high school doing nothing but debate, summers, going to debate summer camps.
Right. Wow.
That's all I did.
Wow. Dedicated.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
I'm interested in international affairs and political science, and I think it's important for me. I always wanted to make a difference in the world, and politics is what I was always interested in. And I think being in a position where you are in the position of power to be able to make a difference was the way that I wanted to make a difference. And I think understanding, I took an international affairs and globalization course over the over the last semester, and it just like blew my mind, and more, like you just like learn all these different things and the way that like governments relate to each other and the way that international affairs work. So using like women's gender and sexuality studies and understanding different studies and using that in the way that we create policies, I think we have to have a different vision for policies, because I think we've been using the same method in how we create policies for centuries and centuries. And I think like having a person who has a different idea and a different like standpoint is important in like the way that we create policies, and I'm interested in being involved in that.
Amazing, amazing, and I'm proud.
I remember like being in Kenya, even though like we were in Kenya, we were like completely like separated from like the Kenyan like population, because we brought Somali with us. Like all we spoke, like people ask me like, do you speak Swahili? I'm like, no, I speak Somali. Wait, are you from Somalia? No. So it's like I feel like we always bring Somalia wherever we are. So I feel like I have an idea of what Somalia is based on like what I've always been told, but I want to be able to one day say like I stepped foot. Because like when you see the pictures of Somalia, like back before the Civil War started, it's beautiful, and it's like it's people resilience, it's people of power, and it's people who are gonna go back, and we're the future of Somalia in a sense, and like I think we're gonna do a lot of amazing things, and I can't wait to be able to one day like have my kids actually know like what Somalia is and like step foot in the sand of Somalia that I see pictures of all the time.
Amazing, and you know what? Maybe one day we can all go together. Right? So and just take a little trip, summer trip. And definitely, this is we all dream like that, but you just got to do it, right?
Yep.
And speaking about Somalia and how you guys want to make the differences and so forth, you being a perfect role model, how you do that?
I think for me, like the way I do is I go back to my school a lot, like whenever I have a chance to be able to go back to Excel High School, I go back as often as I can, and people see me and they're like, because a lot of people don't come back, and they're like, wait, I thought you graduated, like what are you doing here? And like they're like, wait, like what are you doing back here? And I feel like when I see those interactions, it kind of just like hurts me a little, because I feel like that means that a lot of people don't go back, and it's like for various different reasons, obviously, but I think going back and like seeing like what I did, like I walked the same hallways as they walked, and now I'm at Northeastern, and like the fact that like a lot of students don't think they can do that, and being able to like go back and like we walk the same hallways, and now we're somewhere, and you can be somewhere too. So I think like visually seeing that is more important than like talking about it, and I try to do that as often as I can, whether it be like my high school or whether it be like I see them at like the Northeastern campus, and like no matter where.
Amazing, amazing story. So definitely, if you're just joining us right now, this is United Somali Youth Network, Youth of Today, Leaders of Tomorrow. Please feel free to give us
a lot of people they tell you that you can do a lot and you are capable of so much more, but like when you don't believe it yourself, like I remember in high school, my senior year, I let like the fears that I had that I wasn't going to be good enough take so much control of my life that I just like I did well, but I could have done so much more if I believed in myself. And I think just like the fear of like not believing in myself as much as other people believe in myself, and letting that control my life to the point where I start doing less than I know I'm capable of. It's like just like realize that you're capable of so much more than
buga baahida loo gabaxay bulshayahay aqoontiyo ku dadaala waxbarashada bulshayahay aqoontiyo ku dadaala waxbarashada bulshayahay aqoontiyo ku dadaala waxbarashada
محمد ياري وصاص برشاد علميga wahanti aanan baabin nimciyo barwaaqiyo biyo weeyaan bur ministirago idil barbaariya xaruuye garashada bislayo bandhiya cilmiga runtii la baalmari loo bogin waxyeelo jaahilnimo loo badan ballanteenu waxay tahay baadi doona qoore baladkiyo miiga beed walba geeya cirka baaxad liyo buuraha dusho